Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in the universe. My cat destroying my bedroom just behind me there. Well, oh, you shouldn't be watching that one. Starfield's just getting announced at the Xbox premiere, and I was kind of watching it, and then I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna go live with it, and I'm gonna watch it to a live thing. I don't know if anybody will watch this live, or I'll just look at your comments in the video afterwards. So I'm just gonna go straight into it because the rest of the world's watching this before me.
We know that everyone has been eager to see Starfield. Our show today has highlighted gameplay, so it's only fitting that we end it with an extended first look at one of the most anticipated games in Xbox history. This is Starfield.
Xbox. Oh. So it's an Xbox exclusive, but I'm supposed not on main PC as well. Oh, sorry, I'll get the bar out of the way.
Allocated auxiliary reactor power. System checks are green across the board. Grav jump commencing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That looked pretty cool. Please don't say that's all the show does. It wouldn't put... I wouldn't put it. Oh no, it's not.
Express
okay.
How excited all of us at Bethesda are to be here with you today. We're so grateful you're spending the time, and we know you've waited a long time to finally see Starfield. It's easily our most ambitious game ever. Like our previous games, it's an epic role-playing game.
I never know whether to believe them when they say that.
But this time, you'll be exploring space. So let's jump right in. This is early in the game as you arrive on the mysterious moon of Crete.
Okay, it's a cool planet surface. Now don't forget, this will be running on an Xbox Series X in 4K. I love the clouds. Oh, this is first-person gameplay. Okay, cool. So there's guns in it, so Elite are gonna have to... Frontier are gonna have to pick up their game here, because there's already guns in this one.
According to the scanners, the abandoned research facility is in this direction.
So it's like a bit No Man's Sky, that, isn't it? Scanning stuff. Seems like you move a bit faster than in No Man's Sky, though. Oh, we've got indigenous life, which is cool. Very Fallout-ish in this sense, isn't it? I'm noticing the game is stuttering when they're playing it. It's very slight, but it is there. That's not a good sign. Okay, so they've taken a lot of things from No Man's Sky by the looks of it, which is okay in my book. Take the best parts of something.
would appear that pirates of the Crimson Fleet are using the facility.
I thought he jumped a bit too far there. The interiors look pretty good. Very kind of a bit of an alien feeling to them.
Hey, there you are.
Doesn't guys don't look like bullet sponges, which is good. So you can see the health gets deteriorated. I don't know about anything yet, Alisgar. So it looks like you have to lockpick it.
You're gonna pay for that!
That's nicked from the Division. So you're using lots of different things, lots of different ideas. I wonder if you'll be able to steal their ships.
After some initial encounters, you're invited to join Constellation, who, in the future the game is set in, are the last group of space explorers. To meet them, you'll head to the capital city of New Atlantis.
That looks beautiful. Oh, wow. 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 You can't get too excited in this day and age, I know that, but that looks really cool.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about. We're all here because we're committed to the biggest question of all. What's out there? These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. As to what they are, what they're building, you'll be part of solving that puzzle now.
So, you found something?
The new guy found it.
You dug up the artifact, right? That means you saw it.
Is this sound okay?
The artifact you found appears to be one of many, scattered across the
Oh,
galaxy.
wow.
If we can find more, we can unlock their secrets.
Beautiful, isn't it? The man who sold me this told me that it spoke to him.
Of course, the settled systems is full of groups with other priorities.
That's the Crimson Fleet!
Everybody get ready!
The fleet doesn't follow the rules. Agree to work for UCC staff. Together, we take down these cutthroat pirates.
Alright, so it looks like you can have
We're not
backup.
just here to shoot the bad guys. We're
And it sounds like
peacekeepers. We
you made
protect the people of the Free Star Collective.
When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, no one quits. The only way out is death.
The path ahead may be dangerous, but we are not stopping.
Most Dusties don't even make it this far.
Because whatever lies at the end of this road will change humanity forever.
That gives you a look at the stories in Starfield. But ultimately, it's not our story. It's the story you create by who you are and the choices you make. And that starts with character creation.
I can see all the fanboys getting like really
our
hyped
most
up,
flexible
but
yet.
not understanding
You
the
can
road
customize
we've all
all
been
the
down with
elements of how
Elite
you
when you're
look.
told to tell your own story.
You'll pick a background that gives you 3 starting skills.
Says here you spent some time as a diplomat. Having a way with words might prove useful.
There are optional traits, and these come with unique advantages and disadvantages. But it's not just in how you can look, but in how your character plays and develops. The skill system combines the best from our previous games, and you can unlock new skills as you level up, and then you rank those skills up by using them and completing challenges. And there's deep crafting systems, from running research projects with the resources you find, to crafting weapon mods needed to survive. And you can build your own outposts. These act as a home away from home for survival and resource generation. You can choose where and how
Resource
to build each one.
generation.
And you can hire characters you meet to keep it up and running. But that's not all. You can even build your own spaceships. You can choose crew members. And yes, you can completely customize the look and layout.
That's cool. That is really cool. I mean, it depends
There's loads of
how
different
many
modules, ship manufacturers, and more. I have to say, it's so cool. We just absolutely love this. It's not just how the ship looks, it's how it performs, from engines to shields to weapon systems, because yes, you can fly it.
Thrusters boosted.
Welcome in, by the way, Jack. I wasn't ignoring you, I saw you. I actually like the sound of it.
We can't wait for all of you to experience the game. Thanks again for being with us today, and thanks for all the support you've given us over the decades, especially on this game. It's been an incredible journey for us making it, but we know that's really only the beginning.
I hate this
for when
filler
all
stuff.
of you play it, that the real journey begins.
Every one of them says
And
it.
you may be wondering, just how big is this game? So we thought we'd take one last moment and show you.
Okay, show us the goods.
Let's take a look at one of our planets, Jemison. You can land in New Atlantis, but you can also land and explore anywhere on the planet. And it's not just this planet, it's all the planets in the system. From barren but resource-heavy ice balls to Goldilocks planets with life. And not just this system, but over 100 systems.
Cool.
Over 1,000 planets, all open for you to explore.
That's
We
good.
can't wait to see what you find.
I'm really pleased about that. About the being. I mean, the planets are very specific, but look at some of this stuff. Looks amazing. But 1,000 planets is going to keep you well and truly busy. I'm sure that was the Mars rover. Oh, and it's an Xbox Game Pass free game. That's pretty good. If only they let you stream from the Xbox. I don't know why they don't. It's very strange. They've dropped the Halo ship in Microsoft Flight Simulator, so I'll have to have a look at that. Right, let me just run it back, and I'll go through a little bit of it, and we'll have a chat about it. Let's have a look. Is this multiplayer? No, I don't think it is. I don't know, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it won't be. It didn't have anything in the trailer to say it was multiplayer, and I think if it was multiplayer, we'd know about it, wouldn't we? It's something that I've harked on. So, well, there was a lot to cover from it. There's a lot to look at it. I haven't made any notes or anything because I was literally like, as it came up, I was like, I should really stream this because I'll end up playing it, and I'll probably end up streaming it. So I was like, running around trying to get the stream up. So that's why it has a Christmas Eve picture on it. But there was a lot in there. It looks like what Star Citizen should be, to be honest with you, and it looks like they've taken a lot from other games. So let's just go through it a bit slowly. And see what we can kind of see from this specifically from this first part. I love the fact that there's 1,000 suns or 1,000 systems in it. Some of them might be 2 sun systems. It'll be on PC as well, Elazgar. Which reminds me, you should get an Xbox Series S, you know, Elazgar. They're tiny. All you'd need is like a monitor to play it on or whatever. I'm not sure what you use as a monitor or even if you watch stuff these days. You didn't like the look of it, Brian? Was it not for you? Well, didn't Xbox buy Bethesda? Or am I dreaming that? I thought Xbox bought Bethesda out. So there was something there, and it kind of it's hard to run it back on here. I should really download the thing and then let's try and catch it again. It isn't though, Brian, not for a single player semi-narrative driven game. 1,000 systems is really good. That's going to keep you going for a long time. You can land on any of the planets and whatnot, so at anywhere on the planet and do all these different things. It really is going to keep you going. I mean, I know we're kind of a bit spoilt with Elite Dangerous, but if the landings are anything like they're looking here, let's have a quick look. Dave, have you only got a PlayStation? Or have you got a PC as well? Because it'll be out on PlayStation. Out on PC, sorry. So there was I've missed it again, haven't I? I really thought when that first thing came up, I was like, is that it?
It's hard to express how excited all of us
I mean, it's got more systems, Brian, than Star Citizen, and you pay 6 times the price.
Are to be here with you today. We're so grateful you're spending the time, and we know you've waited a long time.
So I'm just going to let this guy
Starfield.
run through and then I'll commentate as I go on. So,
game ever. Like our previous games, it's an epic role-playing game where you get to be who you want and go where you want. But this time, you'll be exploring space. So let's jump right in. This is early in the game as you arrive on the mysterious.
Got PS5. Deal. Right. So for a start, the landings themselves, obviously atmospheric planets, which just makes it instantly more appealing than Planet landing on planets in Elite, even though they have given them that atmospheric thing now. It's still kind of, I don't know. I always felt the planets just felt a bit too basic, I think is the best word. I don't know, you'd have to have a look at the Xbox specs, Elsgar, because the Xbox specs aren't too bad. I don't think it eats a load of power. So I was very interested in this part because these things coming off this steam kind of coming off the surface makes me wonder if there's something under the surface you can mine. Because you're obviously going to have to pay for all of these ship mods and stuff. Whoops. So you can see on the left here, it has your oxygen supply and it tells you what planet you're on. And on the right, can't really do it, it's showing like your gun and your health and whatnot. So it's a bit base HUD, but I love this robot. I wonder what it's like. There's this film out recently with Tom Hanks. I've forgotten its name, but he has a robot looking after him in that. And I know that it's kind of a Bethesda thing, isn't it, to have a robot that walks around talking to you. But I don't know, this one just, and I think that's different from the one in another trailer. So I don't know if you can build your robot to spec.
The abandoned research facility is in this direction.
So this is taken from No Man's Sky to survey the stuff, which is pretty cool. So I'm guessing you can do it on animals and stuff, and you'll get money from that, like you do in No Man's Sky. Now I did notice here that as he's walking, there's just these tiny little flickers, and I suppose it'll get ironed out. But there was a lot of bad press recently saying that it's running on an old engine and it's not very good. But I don't know. You don't really see that in the trailer. In the trailer, in this gameplay footage at the moment. So that's showing that the aliens obviously recognize a weapon. So if you pull your weapon, you don't even have to shoot it. Some of them just run away because they know what a weapon is, which is pretty cool. So it means that the people in the base probably defended in the past, and these aliens remember. So it's probably like a technique you can try with each animal. Some animals will just keep coming at you. I mean, if the whole planet's explorable, just run it back slightly there. If the whole planet's explorable, there's these huge mountain range over here. Nice. It could be really interesting. I mean, it'll all look pretty much like this. So it's coming down here, there's like weeds here, I don't really, and then there's, what does that say? Traits unknown. So, okay, so here you go. Resources, I'm guessing, right, okay, it's maybe things in your area. So these are resources you must be able to collect. I don't know if they have it. Well, it says here iron. Or ferrite iron. And then it says fauna 00 and flora 02, but we've just seen some animals, so I'm not sure if you actually have to walk past stuff to see it. And it says surveyed 66.6%. There's also temperature at the bottom, an O2 level, so I'm guessing that's outside O2 level, and then a gravity. So each planet will have different gravities, which is pretty cool as well, and different temperatures, which you might have to change suits and stuff in order to Scan range 1,000 meters. Current biome, I'm not sure what that means, but I'm guessing that's inside your suit. That would be my guess. That's quite interesting. As it comes off, that's a different colour there, I think. So I don't know if that was the same thing. There's topography as well here. On your kind of compass thing, there's topography of the land by the looks of it, which is yeah, it is, which is pretty good. So I don't know, but he does a jump down here where he kind of hurts himself. But you might be able to read the topography better. Yeah, I'm sure it probably will be a resource management thing. We'll have to see on that. The survey is now 66.6. Right, okay. And then I'm guessing Crimson Fleet Ghost is the name of the ship.
Of the Crimson Fleet are using the facility.
So obviously gun hood and everything standard in any FPS. So he jumps down there, but I don't think it gets hurt, but it takes off a tiny bit of energy, I think. Let me just run it back. So as well, discovering things you get XP, I missed that because I was too busy looking at the topography. So let's have a quick look at him dropping down. But there might be running cheats, to be honest.
Pirates of the Crimson Fleet are using the facility.
I'm gonna watch him make this jump. Yeah, he didn't lose any. He didn't lose any energy. There was some extra flora out there as well, very bright red bush, so that you could probably scan that. I really like the interiors. They've got like an alien vibe to them. They really do. I mean, part of me wants to try and use the mouse to look around, but I don't know. It's got an alien. It's like they've looked at all the different space games. What's the alien one? Alien Isolation. It looks like parts of that. The only thing I didn't like here is these guys both have their back to you, and this guy here reacts. They all see an eye of some video games, and it really drives me crazy that. Because he immediately, as soon as you get into eyesight, he reacts, and he's got his back to you, which is really annoying. Oh, I didn't see that little part there, whether it was just... Stop it just as they start shooting. Yeah, this ring here flashed, and they weren't even looking at you, so that's annoying for me. I don't like ESP enemies, it really peeves me off. So they've got these kind of health bars and levels, so I'm guessing your XP levels must need to be somewhere around this number, otherwise you're going to get destroyed, or if you're higher, you're going to absolutely cream them. So he didn't take any weapon damage. Oh. So there's one bullet's hit him and it's taken off a little bit. So let's see how much it's taken off in battle. You're getting XP for all the shooting as well. So you get the old heartbeat. It looks like the enemy laser fires on you as well, which is really annoying. So basically, they're unless you're using cover, they're all their bullets are going to hit. Which I'm not a huge fan of either, because generally when you're shooting, your gun's all over the place. But it's not the end of the world. So here, oh crap. I've ran it right back there as well. Hang on a second. See, it wasn't it? Right, let's jump it forward a little bit. To make sure I don't touch that again. Yeah, okay, so here there was an unlock option and then it says dog picks 15, so I think they have something similar in Fallout. You'll have to forgive me because I've never played Fallout, so I don't know exactly how that works. But it looks like some type of lock pick. Yeah, okay, so it's quite an easy lockpick system, but by the looks of it. But that's cool. And then it jumps to this. Again, there's here, and up here and here, there's these kind of geysers going off, which I quite like. And the plants are very obviously coloured. Now, I'm not sure if they've just done this for the trailer, for the game, for kind of the showing off the gameplay. But I'm guessing all of this is scannable and stuff, and collectible in some way. The AI, oh, his bullets just missed twice. But he's also standing there doing nothing. No, no, his bullets were missing there. I don't know why though, it seemed like they were purposely missing. I love the shooting the backpack and the kind of holding his back. That is very Division-esque. If anybody's watched me play the Division. And then of course you've got some oh, jumped off too quick. You've got some type of kind of stuff, you know, you can use your backpack to fly and shoot at the same time, which is, you know, that's going to end up with me falling flat on my face if I was to play it. Hey Kathina, how's it going? Good to see you.
Some initial encounters, you're invited to join Constellation, who, in the future the game is set in, are the last group of space explorers. To meet them, you'll head to the capital city of New Atlantis.
Now this city looks pretty cool. I have a feeling that when you land it'll play through a video like this, like welcoming you, but then when it goes back to the ship you'll be limited where you can go, so all of this looks like it's non-accessible areas. But then there's people down here, so this is probably an accessible area. But this has a very elite feel to it. I don't know why, but it really does. But I do love the glass ceiling, and I just love those clouds. It said pad A there, so I'm wondering if you can land on different pads and come in different directions. But a few NPCs trotting about the place.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about. We're all here.
So let's. This is the second part of it. I don't know, Kathina. I was saying this. I think this will be running on the Xbox X, so it's obviously going to have good specs, but we'll see. The player models, although they look more realistic than other Bethesda games, they still look goofy as. I don't know how to explain Bethesda's things.
Because we're committed to the biggest question of all. What's?
Oh, look at that one. So even there, like in moonlight, the shadows are different from the other planet. The tree and everything looks beautiful, and I'm not sure if that's gas up there or more cloud. I'm sure it's clouds.
Out there.
That's so cool.
These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. As to what they are, they're building.
So again, this artifacts thing seems like it was taken from Elite with the Guardians. So it does look like they've literally gone through every space game and just nicked a little bit from each one.
You'll be part of solving that puzzle now.
So, you found something?
The new guy found it.
You dug up the artifact, right? That means you saw it. The visions?
The artifact you found appears...
So again, it's showing us a few more planets now. And again, in a kind of Bethesda type way, they're all kind of typical of what you'd expect of the Paradiso place. Has the palm trees and looks a bit Vegas-y.
to be one of many.
That's the cyberpunk planet.
Across the galaxy.
It looks cool. That's the industrial planet, which looks like it's kind of a bit from Alien, a bit from Blade Runner.
If we can find more.
And then that's your Fallout planet.
We can unlock their secrets.
That's your Greek planet.
Beautiful, isn't it? The man who sold me this told me that it spoke to him.
Of course, the settles.
That looks pretty cool. It's another part. It's just a bit further along the street, I think, in the cyberpunk planet.
It's full of groups with other priorities.
So this is full of groups with other priorities. So again, I've never played their games. I know you say Fallout 76, but wasn't that a multiplayer game or free-to-play multiplayer game? This isn't going to be that. I think they've kind of learnt their mistake from that game. Maybe not all their mistakes, but they've probably learnt some. But I like this idea. This it looks like you'll be able to sign up with different groups for a different type of life path, and again the groups probably give you something different as well, which give you different ways of playing it.
The fleet doesn't follow the rules. Agree to work for UCC, Steph. Together, we take down these cutthroat pirates.
We're not just here to shoot the bad
That's
guys.
second
We're
group.
peacekeepers. We protect the people of the Free Star Collective.
When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet,
3 groups.
no one quits. The only way out is death.
The path ahead may be dangerous. But we are not stopping.
Okay, so it looks like there's 3 or 4 different groups you can join. And that's just a random stop on something. That's really weird. I don't know whether that's on a mission or something.
Most Dusties don't even make it this far.
Because whatever lies at the end.
That's Superman's lair there. Alright, I always thought that the thing about that was that it was free to play or something, or it was like a multiplayer version of Fallout or something. Well, that's the other thing with this game. You can hope that the modding community will make it even better as well.
End of this road will change humanity forever.
The first thing I'm going to say is that when you're talking about bugs and stuff, of course, like, you'll know whether the game's buggy. And the reason we'll know the game's buggy is because there'll be no pre-release versions given to anybody. This is like the new thing, and it'll be hyped to hell. So if that would be the case, I wouldn't buy it day one. I'd have it on Game Pass anyway, but I wouldn't buy it for the PC on Game 1 if they do that, and because that's the thing a lot of these companies do now. They think, oh well, we'll bypass all the reviews, or they only give the reviewers the opportunity to review it on the day of release. So if they try that little technique, then it wouldn't be a day one purchase for me anymore, because I've realised that the companies all do this. So for me, I'm not gonna fall. I'm not gonna fall for anything like that. In the future.
That gives you a look
So he's
at
going to
the
give his little
stories in
speech
Starfield.
in, and he's going to
But
jump
ultimately,
across
it's
to
all
character
about
creation.
the story you create by who you are and the choices you make.
Oh, here,
That's Starfield.
you know, the story you create, the choices you make, and who you are, and it's like, oh, come on. We don't all sit there writing a backstory for our character. You know, like, I don't know. There's so many games that use this idea. If it's an open world game, they're like, oh, and you make your own decisions. You've only got one, but you make it. You know, it's I don't like this kind of speak that we hear from them. Well, some parts of it seem copy and paste, Brian, but you honestly, until you see like a mission or two or something, you can't really tell, can you?
With character creation. It's our most flexible yet. You can customize all the elements of how you look.
It's like, it said their walking style 2. It's like, well, how many is there? There might only be 2. I do quite like that one. Before it jumps on, so they were saying like you can choose the type of person you are, which gives you some extra options. So let's just have a quick look. See if I can like pause it.
You'll pick up.
Right. So if you look at this one, chef. Well, the unrefined master scarfed down chunks by the shipload. You cater to those with more discerning palate. So you can craft specialty food. Melee damage you do is 10% more because obviously you're a trained butcher. And immediately gain 30 points of health. So just grabbing a quick bit of coffee. Okay, let's have a quick jump at the next one.
Background.
So combat medic. You get pistols do 10% more damage, medipacks heal 10% more, and weightlift increases total carrying capacity. Okay, so these are all like don't know if they're anything like particularly new, but
That gives you 3.
then you got Cyber Runner that does pistol damage the same, but you can attempt to hack advanced locks, and 2 auto attempts can be banked. Oh, and persuasion. Okay.
Starting skills.
Cyberneticist. That's a hard word to get out. You deal 10% more damage to robots and turrets, and laser weapons do 10% more damage. Okay, and then I think the next one was diplomat. Okay. Gain increased. Oh, okay, so that is the persuasion one. Then diplomacy, you can force a target NPC at or below your level to stop fighting for a while. Okay, that's quite interesting. And buy items 5% less and sell for 10% more. That's interesting.
Says here you spent some time as a diplomat. Having a way with words might.
What were you saying? I think the best aspects from other games that does. No, I don't think it needs to be a bad thing. Yeah, I mean the NPCs in Elite are pointless. That's the thing that really kind of annoyed me about that.
There are optional traits.
Okay, so you
come
get
with unique
traits on top which give you other bits as well, so it gives you an extra added dimension. Which, again, this is an RPG game, so you kind of have to, I don't know. When I do this building stuff, I honestly don't often pay a lot of attention to it, and I'm not sure how important it is in Fallout. I know Fallout has kind of similar things. I tried to play one of the Fallout games, but it drove me crazy. So I stopped playing it because I had no idea what I was doing.
advantages and disadvantages. But it's not just in how you can look, but in how your character
So
plays.
the character customization looks pretty cool. There's a lot of different stuff on there, and I'm guessing you attain and achieve some of that stuff, so that's good.
And develops.
Everybody will have a mustache.
The skill system combines the best from our previous games.
So the skill system is it's got a lot of options, and then you rank them up.
And you can unlock new skills as you level up and then you rank those skills up by using them and completing challenges.
Oh yeah, so it said, and you rank it up by completing challenges and using them, which is good as well. I like the idea of that. They're doing that now, just now in the Division 2. They've put in a new, on the most recent update, they put in a thing where the more you use the weapon, you can actually upgrade it beyond its capacity.
And there's deep crafting systems. From running research projects with...
So 12 available pharmacology ones, 16 available food and drink, 15 outpost development. So this is developing different parts of your outpost, which I think you have to do that kind of in No Man's Sky as well. Equipment, there's object project, sorry, and with weaponry there is as well. So yeah, well, that's my hope. You know, a game like this, if the modding community is allowed to get at it, hopefully they don't hide it behind anything. That's something I find quite exciting.
The resources you find.
So you got different mods. Okay, so here we go. Required materials to make that mod is 20 iron and 20 nickel, and then 10 sealant. So those are all things you collect on the planets. I don't mind doing gathering on planets if it means like being able to build mods and stuff like that. I much prefer that as a player to doing stuff to earn money to then buy those extra things. Yep. So
To crafting weapon mods needed to survive.
as long as you're not endlessly collecting like you are in Elite. Okay, so what did I just miss on that one? Sorry. I just have to go back. I just have to go back a little bit there because I wanted to spot something it showed on the planet's surface. Right, it wasn't here. Wasn't here. Wasn't here. Right, it was here. So you see here, it surveyed the planet 100%, 9 out of 9 resources. Okay, so here's the interesting part. And interesting in a bad way. They say you can land... The bloody big mosquito hanging around my TV. They say you can land anywhere on the planet and is it a mosquito? And do stuff around it. But if you look at this planet, it's 100% surveyed, and all it had on it was 9 resources. So it's not like the resources are everywhere in like they are in Elite. So it'd be interesting how that works out. If it's just wherever you land, 9 and whatever of the others become available, and once you've found them, it becomes a bit obsolete. Yeah, that's what I was worrying about earlier. But let's have a look. Let's go on. Okay, so then obviously building base building, which is cool.
These act as a home away from home for survival and resource generation.
Now it says home away from home, so I don't know if you do have a home at the beginning. There's a build limit, which I don't know exactly what that means. I can't see what. Wait, I can't see what it's saying because the thing won't move away. It tells you how much power you've got for your building, because I'm guessing you need a certain amount of power. It's not shifting, is it? The bloody. There's some information down here that I can't bloody see, because if I press the button, let's see if I just stop moving my mouse for a second. It's gonna go away. It's not, is it? Ah, feck off. Right.
You can choose where and how.
So you can see that's a pretty big base to have built there, and it does say resource collecting.
To build each one, and you can hire characters you meet to keep it up and running. But that's not all. You can.
This is the. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe there's 9 different types to discover, and then there's like endless amounts to pick up. But yeah. I think you're probably more right on that. this is the part I was really interested in.
Even build your own spaceships.
Well, the thing is, you don't have to build it, Kathina. That's the thing. They were saying it's an optional home away from home, so...
You can choose crew members.
So crew members that actually move around, do stuff, and don't rob you at every given opportunity every time you kill a pirate. I don't think they do anyway.
And yes, you can completely customize the look and layout.
Now I realise a lot of the crew are probably they're just there for eye candy, but well, they probably do something on the ship. But it would be very interesting if, for example, one of them's a gunner and you just fly the ship and they shoot at the bad guys. That could be interesting. Or you can do the reverse. They fly the ship and you shoot at the bad guys. A lot of information up here about it, about the ship itself. I'd be very interested in how that would work. But also, I just feel like every space game always kind of has that thing of you're the loner in your ship doing X, Y, and Z. So to have people on board actively seems interesting.
There's loads of different modules, ship manuals.
And again, if modders come along and have a go at this, you know, you could be talking about being able to fly Battlestar Galactica ships or Star Wars ships or even like something like V. I'd love them to make that. Or Flight of the Navigator. You never know what the modders are going to be able to make or turn out, do you? So
Manufacturers and more.
these modules could end up being, you know, like crazy. I have noticed that everything's got a mass, and your ship can't see where it is on there, but your ship, it might be this one actually, your ship has a mass as well, I'm sure, so there's only a certain amount you can stick on. You can't just, I think, or maybe it slows your ship down or something. Maybe it just slows your ship down. Here's the interesting part: HABs, landers and reactors. So do the landers break away from the ship in orbit and take you down? Because we saw the ship landed in planet side, but or is it the thruster landers? I don't know. Probably thruster landers, isn't it?
I have to say, it's so...
The changing of colours, we're not having to pay... I won't be having to pay Bethesda £7 to have a pink ship anymore. Yes, I will have a pink and green Elazgar. I know those are your two favourite colours.
Cool, we just absolutely love this.
I mean, some of these look like, I don't know, it depends. You'd build, me being me, I build the ship to the style of person I am as well. So if I choose somebody, let's be honest, the first time I play it, I'm going to be an explorer. So it's going to look like an exploration ship. So I've always said, you know, like, it's got to have that backpack feel. It's got all the important parts that you need for exploration, but nothing else. And then maybe later on, if you play a diplomat, you might want a very clean ship or cleanish looking ship. I also noticed actually here that I'm hoping that maybe there's different companies and stuff like that, so we'll have to see about that. And they have jump ranges, so it's here, but unfortunately this thing's bloody not disappearing. So just like Elite, they have jump ranges as well.
It's not just how the ship looks, it's how it performs. From engines to shields to weapon systems, because yes, you can fly it.
Thrusters boosted.
So I'm wondering if this is made for the kind of trailer thing, or whether this is actually how you view takeoffs. So I was wondering if when you enter the atmosphere that everything's automated. But then I was thinking, if you're landing on a random place on the planet, they wouldn't be able to do that. So it might just be when you're taking off from certain ports. So we get a good look at the interior here. And this is all fluff on this one, 100%. This is all fluff. It'll be connected to these on your HUD. but this is just fluff. This is, we'll have to have a look as these ships drop in. We'll have to have a look at what this does, and try and keep an eye on these as well. But these two parts of your hood are the most important. So I'm thinking the screens might just be a lot of fluff, but we'll check. Exploration ships are pink and green because if you ever get in trouble, you're easy to be spotted. So I did notice there, which is a really cool thing that they showed, and I'm glad they did. Watch the gravity ball here. I don't want to call it gravity ball actually because it's not. It's like ballast ball. So kind of the weight of your ship. As you move it, you'll see this is swinging around. This is going to be pretty good when you're piloting it, especially if you've got a yoke. And I'm pretty sure you're going to have a yoke in this, because you're going to almost feel the weight shifting. But if you just watch it, this ballast ball moves around. It's really cool. And I'm going to run it back again, but I'm going to turn it up slightly because I think the sound on this is pretty good as well. I think they've done the sound right. I love the clunking sound, it's great, and then the kind of firing of the thrusters. Okay, so as they dropped in, I thought there'd be something on this screen here for targeting. I really did. I thought there'd be some type of targets appear on there, but obviously not. It does look like fighting or battles, whatever you want to call them, are going to be pretty. I just realised I didn't have the phone on live point in the bloody stream. No, I haven't now. It does look like shooting isn't hard. Isn't easy because it's all over the place. But there is this option of target lock here, so I'm just wondering if you can actually either spend time training your guns on it or something. There is a difference on the screen here, but it's the only small difference I've seen. The combat looks way better though than even, I don't want to say elite, but I like the look of it. I like the fact that the ship's breaking up. It takes time to lock on to finish it off, I'm guessing. And that lock-in percentage is switching, so if you're a really good pilot and you can lock on, you can probably just release a couple of missiles which destroy them. So this makes it somewhere between space combat and aerial combat, doesn't it? Pretty damn cool. I love that crackling sound of the engines.
We can't wait for all of you.
Okay, so that was that part, and it's going to now go on to the. I'm going to turn the volume back down. He's going to go on to the part about the.
For being with us today, and thanks for all the support you've given us over the decades, especially on this game. It's been an incredible journey for us making it, but we know that's really only the beginning, for it's when all of you play it that the real journey begins. And you may be wondering, just how big is this game? So we thought we'd take one last moment and show you. Let's take a look at one of our planets, Jemison.
So what I'm really interested in here, so it says the planet's called Jemison, and it's an Earth lake, of course. What I'm really looking at is these clouds down here. Is that when you go, I'm not expecting these. He says you can land anywhere on the planets. Look, I'm not expecting wonderment, and I'm not even necessarily expecting to be able to land quote anywhere on the planet. I have a feeling you'll get pulled into certain areas. I don't know why, I just do. I just have this feeling. But it would be interesting if you fly through these storm clouds or whatever, how that would play out. I think that's ice by the looks of it there. But let's.
You can land in New Atlantis.
So he's saying you can land in New Atlantis, so this must be the major city. Now again, it's how big is this city? I mean, I know it's not going to be huge, and I know that you are going to be limited where you can walk. I know that, and you'll probably very quickly find there's very few interiors, or if there's any, and there'll be interiors as to where you're supposed to meet someone to chat about something.
But you can also land and explore anywhere on the planet.
So as he says there, anywhere on the planet, it's zoomed out. It's like it's saying land here, but again, if you're choosing an option to land like that, that's telling me there's an automatic landing sequence. But the fact that you can scan the planet is quite interesting, and I like the information. So a rock planet, 0.91 G, so that would be easy to walk around on. Fauna abundant, flora abundant, and water biological, so that's quite interesting.
And it's not just this planet, it's all the planets in the system. From barren but resource-heavy ice balls.
So you see one there, non and heavy metal water, which is pretty cool.
To Goldilocks planets. With life. And not just this system, but over 100 systems. Over 1,000 planets, all open for you to explore.
So I really think like 1,000 planets, I think it's a good number.
We can't wait to see what you find.
So again, it's going to switch through a few different landing locations, because I'm guessing each planet probably has, well, I guess each system will have one planet that has a base on it, like a city. So there'll be 1,000 of them, but some of them might be copied, you know, they might be similar to another or whatever. But then you are going to have planets around that, so you're not just talking about 1,000, you're talking about 1,000 times however many planets are inside. But the style of these mountains and stuff is just phenomenal. And this is where I'm a little bit suspect about landing anywhere. Very suspect. But so be it. It's like, oh, that was like a Mars type planet. This looks like the North Pole. It looks amazing, this. Really does. Antarctica, sorry, not the North Pole. And you've got your, harking back to the cyberpunk planet. I'm just trying to look for some things that were in the first part of it. Yeah, the spaceport. So before you were walking along here, now it's showing it here. So that's telling me that these places aren't huge, which I didn't expect them to be. This is one of your own power generators, so this must be at one of your own bases. But the view it's magnificent. I mean, it's well done job. It's a desert planet. You can see a city in the distance there, actually, by the looks of it. It could be rocks, but so we're getting to see some life as well, some indigenous life, which is pretty cool. Dinosaur life. That's going to be pretty cool, seeing this type of stuff. I mean, the thing is, I've always said that No Man's Sky does it well, but the planets are so cheesy that and the animals are so cheesy. But it does it well. See, that I think that's the Mars rover, so I'm guessing you can land on Mars and go see the Mars rover if you want. Now, this is more what I'd expect from a planet's surface when you land anywhere. That's more what I was expecting. Elite style, but I do like the layers of fog. That's pretty darn cool. And then there, oh, I don't want to have to run it back too much. Just back to that. Stop jumping. All right, we'll go back here. I'll know when to stop it a bit better. It was after this one. Okay, so this is why it's questionable. All of this land and stuff, it is really badly rendered. It looks like Flight Simulator when you get too close to the ground. And this snow looks painted on. So it's questionable about where you can land. That's why I'm saying I just have a feeling that that's kind of hockey-docky bullshit. Or you'll find that although they have these extra nice little things in these planets, it'll be a bit No Man's Sky. Because it's trying to show epic landscapes, but you know, when you're first person in them, these mountains aren't as high as they seem half the time. But again, massive craters and stuff, which is cool. I mean, you know, that's the shot. But here we are. If you look down in the valley here, there's an animal, and it's fucking huge. So even if it is a big animal, from that distance, it should be harder to see. So it means that when you get to these mountains, which probably doesn't take you too long, they won't be as high as they seem in this picture. But again, amazing sky. Oh man, I should not stop it again. Yeah, I mean, that looks like Jungle Storm from Ghost Recon 2. That doesn't impress me, but you know, it is what it is. And that must be the warp jump. Okay, so coming 2023 to Xbox consoles, PC and the cloud. I've never used cloud gaming on my PC actually. I should try it sometime. I have used it on the Xbox Series S. So, yeah, I'm not going to get over excited. It's over a year away. I think it'll be fall 2023. So you're talking like a year and 3 months. So, you know, it gives them time to do more work on it. I don't think it'll be coming early 2023. And this time next year we'll be watching a similar video, I'm sure, with a much more deeper dive into it. I'd be very surprised if it comes out the first half of next year. Although I did hear something saying it was slated for January, February or something, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, you know, I know a lot of people have been let down by Bethesda in the past with their games, but again, I've never really played the games, so you know, we'll have to just do what we do, and if modders can make it better, they make it better. And like I say, if they know they make a lot of mistakes and they're like, that's why they leave it open to modders, so be it. Might release in a pretty bad state, but eventually it'll get fixed in one way or another, and stuff will get added to it to make it more fun. So we'll see. But at least it's not. A lot of people were saying it was going to come out this year, and this showcase would be saying it. But I think a couple of weeks ago it leaked that it wouldn't be coming out until next year. So, world will collapse. Well, it might. You never bloody know. The way things are going at the moment. Okay, so I think that's really everything. I'm not going to really speak too much more about it because I just wanted to do. Quite often I watch these shows and I just kind of sit at home watching them on my own. I've never really thought about streaming them, but as this one came up, I was like, I paused it and I was like, you know what, I should really stream it so people can see reactions. Because there's a couple of other games that I'm interested in that I might end up, streaming, and it'd be good to do reaction videos and stuff beforehand to kind of preview them. Losing my words here. Okay, so I'll call it an end to the stream. That was much longer than I thought, actually. I thought I'd only be on for like 20 minutes, but I don't know, if you're joining later or you see this video later, leave a comment and say what you think, and thanks everybody for dropping by. I'm sure some of you are interested and some of you are not interested. Some of you are like, well, I'll let Swifty buy the game and waste his money, and they're hearing piss and moan about it as he gets shot and dies. But that's your prerogative as a viewer. So okay, so I'll say 9-7. Thank you everybody for joining in today. And I'll speak to you very soon. I'll see you very soon. 9-7.